Well, Tunng is becoming a band now. Is it, or has it already? Is it already a band?
It's been a band for sort of a band for like the past sort of year, I guess. I mean.
Oh, it is. Okay.
In a live sense, and that's going to transcend onto the next album, and it's going to be more of a collaborative thing, not just with Sam, a little bit of Sam, Ashley and Becky, and maybe other people as well. So it's going to open out into something fresh, something new, and different angle, and more writers, and more vocals, and more people.
And why did you decide to?
Well, initially, it's a studio album, you know, that I collaborate with Sam for that. But that wasn't necessarily going to be just me and him forever, and plus we didn't know if it was going to do well, and then it was done, and we got asked to play live, and didn't know how we were going to do that, you know. It's like layers of guitars and beats and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, and because Sam doesn't want to.
And Sam's not, you know, not really involved in that, you know. It's been.
Why not?
It's just not his vibe, you know. He just wants to write songs and do stuff, and so at the moment, you know, I did that with him, and the next album's going to be with me and a bit of him and a bit of whoever, you know. So just dealing with new people, and the band that we've been working with. I mean, I had to find some people to play, and found Elise, and they're great. So,
and where did he find you?
Mike and I used to work together, and I've always sung, and I sing with my brother, who's an artist called Max Tundra. And Mike, I think when we met, I don't know if you'd heard of him, but
yeah, but I saw you sing with him at Sonar last year.
We performed at Sonar,
amazing,
and was it after that you asked me to sing on the album?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I went in, I can't remember, I went into the studio and recorded on just one track on the album, and that was really cool, and it was, you know, it was really easy to work with Mike, and then after that he called me and said, look, we've got some shows, and do you want to be involved? It'd be really cool. And we did a session for Giles Peterson, who's got a pretty big radio show in the UK. And it kind of went from there, and sort of after that, it was like, look, you know, all these gigs are going to happen. We're going to tour the album, and if you want to be involved, then let's do it. Yeah. So from then.
And is it hard for you to sing other one's lyrics, or?
No.
We're all singing other people's lyrics. You know, it's like that's the whole point. It's just a sort of it's a collaboration of people that are playing songs that, you know, that I was involved with making happen, and I really like that. It's like, you know, your voice isn't on the album, but I think it's a real asset to the live show, and it's, you know, sort of a different vibe. I mean, and Phil as well, who's not on the record, but all his stuff does all the electronics and samples live, and I kind of, it could have gone the other way. It could have been like me and a laptop, and I get a bit bored of that, you know. I'd rather see a full band trying to do something with instruments and mix it up a little bit.
And how will the sound change, or
for the next album? I think that Tunng has established itself within the kind of music that we do, but I think because of the sort of music we do, it can go in all sorts of directions. I mean, it's electronica, it's acoustic music, it's singer-songwriting, it's, you know, cinematic, it's whatever. So yeah, it might change, but ultimately it's going to have all of those elements in it, and hopefully I think it could be, you know, more rounded in a certain sense, you know. So we've started working on stuff already, and it's sounding nice.
Yeah,
so,
and can you tell a bit more about it?
Well, not really.
Not really. Okay.
Because it's, you know, it's
how will it change?
It will change. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've done a couple of things with Sam, and he's taking more of a backward seat in Tunng as well. So I'm opening it out to new people. We all done a song together, which is J Down, which is coming out on a compilation. And we'll be doing more stuff together. Ultimately, I'm producing the whole thing as I did before, but just bringing in everybody else and maybe someone else. I don't know. You know, just open it out a little bit. And
well, what does Sam think about it? Is he afraid of his position? And
perfectly happy about that scenario.
He is. Okay.
Yeah. You know, he's wants to lead a simple life and write songs when he wants to, and that's fine by me. And I want to look for other people to work with as well. So. You know, take him from that album and take that vibe and move it into that direction and see what happens, you know. So, but I'm excited about that.
And if people don't know you, what is the difference between the live Tunng and the record
5 people on stage and 3 different voices. But essentially it's the same music, the same beats, same sounds, which Phil's then manipulating and stuff like that. It's the same vibe, but it's just got more energy and it's more alive, I think, you know, and more of a family sort of thing on stage, you know. I kind of like that, and we've got really close together with our little gigs and drinking booze and staying up and having fun and stuff like that. And I think
it's a development.
Yeah,
from where it was.
I think if anyone does an album in a studio, it has to change live. It has to have, you know, unless you just literally pressing play and then trying to play over the top of it. And like I said, you know, I think it'd be much more interesting trying to get people to produce, you know, play music that you've been doing in a studio and make it live and good, you know. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I'd just tell them to come and see us and make up their own minds what they think, you know.
And the new album, do you know when, how many songs have been written? Can you tell me how many songs already have been written?
No, I don't know.
You don't know.
It's all we're mixing it up. I mean, I've been working on about 6 tracks, but I'm not saying they're all going to go on the album, and I want to do more stuff and want to do some more instrumental stuff. And there's a possibility of signing a record deal with another record label. That might happen, which I'm not going to say yet because I haven't signed anything. But and if we do that, then I guess they're talking about re-releasing Mother's Daughter in a bigger way on a worldwide release, and promoting that, and we'll tour that again, and then doing an album. The next one probably will come out sort of February next year, I guess.
Okay. And isn't it hard because the first tracks you just did with the 2 of you, and now with the whole band, is it?
But it's not necessarily like the whole band in the studio at the same time.
No, but I mean,
it's still very much. I'll be curating the whole project basically. So it's
but how does the songwriting go now? Do you write songs and then bring it to them, or you?
Not so far, but I think that might happen. Yeah.
I mean, at the moment, like I've brought both of you into the studio to sing parts and play on stuff that has already been done. But you know, it's open. Like if you've got something you want to lay on the table and say, I've got this idea for a track, then let's fucking do it. You know, so. We're having a meeting about don't worry about that. So, you know, it's just having a laugh and seeing what happens in the studio. I mean, like, if there's a budget for it, there might be a bit more time to actually spend and, you know, play around with songs. It's very different from the first album when it was all done in downtime and whenever we could, and I didn't even know we were going to have a record out. We were just making tracks and over the sort of a course of a year and a half. This time it's easier in one sense because a sound has been worked out and there's an audience and there's a vibe and there's people that like it and we know what we like and what we don't like, and so we can sort of get on with it and work stuff out and experiment with it. And we just have to see how it goes.
No, but you were saying it's easier in one way, but what is difficult then now?
Oh, it's difficult because it's different from before. You know, it's like it's not just 2 people or me sat in a studio and then someone coming in and playing around and stuff like that. I want it to be more exciting than that, and you know, want to be proud of it as well and put a lot of, you know, ideas into it and stuff. So.
But is there more pressure now then, or?
I think there is a little bit more pressure.
There is.
More on me. I'm taking more of a dominant role in Tunng. I mean, Tunng sort of basically was always my project that I curated and was working with Sam initially, and that's sort of now opening out. Plus, if I'm going to sign a bigger record contract, then you have to deliver records and stuff like that. But that's what I've wanted my whole life, man. So, you know, yeah, more pressure, but bring it on, you know, it's cool. As long as I can get to go to Japan, you know, that's the thing, and bring everyone with me. Because I want to go, it'd be brilliant, and I want to play songs in Japan. And so that's my take me to Japan vibe. You know.
But, what do you have then with Japan? What is?
We just the record's just been licensed to P-Vine, which is a label in Japan, and it just came back with all the words in Japanese and stuff like that. It was great, and so I don't know. I just want to travel, have fun, and make music, and hopefully people enjoy it the way they did the last album, you know. So.
And the last question: when do you know if you have a new record deal or a new album will be coming out? Do you?
There's 2 record labels that sort of battling for which one I go for, and I'll probably sign a contract next week.
Next week, okay. And So maybe there will be a new album, or maybe the last one will be re-released.
The last one will definitely be re-released.
Okay.
Yeah, on either label.
Okay.
With slightly new packaging, and we'll do a single and video and that kind of stuff, you know, and just hopefully make more people hear it, you know, because I think we sold only about 5,000 records at the moment, and I'd like it to be more. So yeah.
We will just have to wait and see.
We will all just have to wait and see, including me. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
No problem.